Today's 9/11, and I'm here at a 9/11 memorial. We have a memorial service here to remember all those who had died on the 9/11 attacks, and something we all should remember.
And then you want to move over after they come by? From the right! Forward! Up! Gentlemen, if you please remove your hats. Everybody please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Honor guard, present! Oh!
Detail! Present! Comes! I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor guard, order! March!
Order! Hops!
Honor guard, parade! Rest!
Parade! Hest!
At this time, I'd like to introduce Father Matt Jameson. He will lead us in the invocation for today's events.
Almighty Father, you have called all of mankind to yourself with an unquenchable desire for the human heart and an undying willingness to be handed over to love and to be loved. This day we give you thanks for the boundless care that you stretch out to us, to the whole human race. Divided as we are yet by our own struggles and inabilities to understand the complexities of our own quest for truth and for meaning. Equally do we give you thanks for the many and the one who have given their lives through the weeds that have been sown alongside your grace by our own hatred, our own malice, and confusion. If there are many who still live among us, armored with heroic gestures, those are our bravest men and women who have given and still give and will continue to give their lives in the fields of battle, within the streets of our neighborhoods or places of worship, of work or of leisure, and the gray expanse where rubble and smoke and dust have blinded us from really seeing you and one another with clarity. For these and for all your hidden gifts we give you thanks. For even out of the ashes of that terrible day, we as an American nation were reminded of the treasure of our life, our liberty, and of our pursuit for happiness, which you, which is you alone and the people you have given to us to love. Since you have so ordained that only love, painful love, is capable of seeking the lost, so that they may neither be forsaken nor be abandoned to the terror of thieves. Through you and in you and with you, we have witnessed the sacrifice quietly existing between love and suffering, and the reason we will rebuild as one what was once demolished, will bless with charity what was once thought to be dead, and will love more tenderly what is still most dear to you and to us. For you and for country, in your name, O Lord, we ask you to bless us and grant us the courage to successfully defend this space of freedom, which is your divine love for humanity. Amen.
Amen.
September 11th, 2001. Started like any other Tuesday. We all got ready for work. We all got ready for school. We just got ready for our usual day. It would quickly turn into a day that we would never forget. On this fateful day, 18 Septembers ago, the worst attack on American soil occurred, taking over 3,000 lives, including 343 firefighters, 72 police officers. Unfortunately, those numbers will continue to grow every year due to the many toxic chemicals that were released during the attack. No amount of time can or should ever diminish the meaning of this terrible day in our nation's history. This is a chance for the fire department, the police department, and the community we serve to come together and remember and praise those brave men and women who lost their lives. We must never forget. We will all remember where we were, what we were doing, who we were with on that morning. There's not one of us who will ever forget the unbelievable images we saw on our televisions or incredible accounts we heard on the radio. We will never forget the images of firefighters, police officers, and other first responders rushing in an attempt to save the lives of people that were in trouble. We will always remember those terrible images of the devastating aftermath. We prayed for the trapped victims and all the rescue personnel. We will never forget. This senseless attack showed us that a disaster of epic proportions can happen at any time and without any warning. It also demonstrated that firefighters and police officers will always do what their training has taught them: proceed into dangerous situations, search for, assist and guide people to safety. The brave men and women of the New York Fire and Police Departments all made us proud with the performance of their heroic actions. We will never forget. We continue to grieve for the firefighters, police officers, and all the victims of 9/11. We will always feel their families' pain of losing their loved ones. We will always remember the heroes who gave the ultimate sacrifice to help their fellow man. We thank them. We praise them. We praise them on this day that will always fill our hearts with sadness and sorrow, and pray that it never happens again. We will never forget.
Under guard. Attention. Detail. Attention. Off. Present. Hobbs. Argon! Order! On! Order! Out!
At this time, we'd like to honor the fallen with a moment of silence. In the past, as firefighters began their tour of duty, a bell was rung to signal the start of the day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by this bell to summon these brave men and women to fight fires and place their lives in jeopardy for the good of the citizens that they served. When the fire was extinguished and the alarm was over, this same bell signaled the completion of the call, and all units would return to their quarters. When a firefighter dies in the line of duty, the ultimate sacrifice, it was the mournful toll of this same bell that would announce the firefighter's passing. To symbolize the devotion that these brave men had for their profession, a special signal of 3 rings, 3 times, would represent the end of the firefighter's duty. They would be returning home to their final resting place. And so to all of those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of their fellow man, their tasks have been accomplished, their duties completed, we honor them with their last alarm. In closing, I'd just like to say to always remember that we live in the land of freedom because of the brave. And God bless America. God bless everybody here. Thank you all for coming. We do appreciate your support.
Hold is right. Law. Detail, present, Hobbs! Right. Left, 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 right. Right swing. Oh. Order! Hobbs! Detail, right, face! Cow files to the left,